This came out late last night. So let's get on to main topic number 6, and that is this. You know, one of the discussions that's been going on around the internet, and we have had here on this show, is a lot of whispers, people claiming in certain sites saying they have sources telling them that, you know, Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, that Warner Brothers is setting it up, that Joaquin Phoenix's Joker will at some point cross over with Robert Pattinson's Batman. And we've talked about that. You know, some people point to that interview that Robert Pattinson did the other day. It's like, oh, he brought up Joaquin Phoenix, but then asked for his comment to be retracted and then went on. It's like, that means it's going to be. So that's been going around a lot. So anyway, as we all know, Joker just won the award.
Golden Lion.
The Golden Lion. It won the Golden Lion Award over at the Venice Film Festival. So they're all excited about that. But now it's playing at the Toronto International Film Festival. So they went right from Venice right to Toronto. And during the red carpet, he did an interview with Variety. He was talking to Variety. And they asked him straight up. They talked a lot about the movie and blah, blah, blah. And just as he was getting ready to go, they asked him straight up. Todd Phillips, the director of the film. They asked him straight up, hey, listen, there have been some rumors going around that with Joaquin's Joker, we got now Robert Pattinson's Batman coming. There are rumors going around that the destination is to have these two cross over. Is that going to happen? To which Todd Phillips laughed and just said, looked in the camera and said definitively, no, definitely not. That was the answer. And then he walked off to go into one of the screenings of the movie. So they was asked directly, are we going to see Joaquin Phoenix's and his things line up and be crossover at some point? He giggled and said, no, definitely not. That is definitely. Now, of course, Rob, if you've been following the evolution of this Joker movie from the beginning, what he is saying here is completely consistent and in line with what they have been saying about this Joker all along. This is not crossing over with anything in the rest of the DC universe. They've said from the beginning, the whole allure to this film is it is a standalone, isolated, singular movie, and that's it. They've said it from the beginning, right from the inception, all the way through the production. And now as we get into the award scene and stuff like that, and once again, Todd Phillips, the director of the film, just definitively put the hammer down on it and said, no, definitely not. That's not going to happen. I would like to think that settles it. That ends the discussion. There should be no more questioning about this. There should be no more whispers about this. There should be no more BS reports about, we've got sources that say, that ends it. But I've also been around this long enough to know that ain't going to be it. There's still going to be people that try to suggest that this is going to happen. There are going to be some people who try to say, well, John, sometimes directors lie. That's true. But this isn't one isolated thing. This is what they've been saying from the beginning. Anyway, Rob, are you surprised that Todd Phillips would just directly address the question like this? And do you have any surprise at all that he just so definitively said, no, that's not something that's going to happen?
No, because I think the question sort of, even asking the question diminishes what they've done with the film itself. I mean, this was done, as you pointed out, from the very beginning as a standalone character study. It's unlike anything we've ever seen. We talked about how yesterday this completely transcends the idea of being a comic book movie. It's being equated to things obviously like Taxi Driver and King of Comedy, to the point of even having Robert De Niro in the film. And this is something new. This is a unique animal. And I know that everybody's saying, well, it must fit into some shared universe, doesn't it? No, this is the next evolution of comic book derived character where it's truly rocketed away, I think, from its comic book origins. Having not seen the film and only read what people are saying, this is a unique animal. This is the latest evolution of comic book movie, and I think it's really leaving its four-color newsprint origins behind and is turning into something else. I mean, we're seeing we're seeing a new version or a new vision of what a comic book film can be. And the idea of asking whether it's going to cross over with Batman or not, it really does diminish what the filmmakers have accomplished here. And I kind of hate it.
And well, it's also kind of a sign of the fact that we live, and I lament this all the time, and I whine about this all the time. Right now, as a movie-going fandom, we are unhealthily obsessed with a singular vision of everything has to be shared cinematic universe. Everything has to cross over with everything, and you can't actually have what the greatest movies of all time are, which are good, standalone, singular, worlds and stories that let filmmakers just come in and tell a great story. And it's because of that obsession that everybody seems to have right now, is that everything has to be shared cinematic universe. Hell, let's also cross over Captain America with Superman. Let's now have DC and Marvel. Like, people are so obsessed with shared cinematic universes now, they're not even happy anymore with a DC shared universe and a Marvel shared. Now they want those universes to cross over too, because everything should be in a shared universe. It's a sickness. It's a blight. All right. I want some good standalone films. I love my shared cinematic universes, but it doesn't have to be either or. We can have great shared cinematic universes and great. And I think as long as there's this obsession with everything has to be shared cinematic universe, there are going to be some whispers about this, unfortunately. Anyway, Aaron, you could probably, it's not like there aren't arguments to be made about why maybe crossing over a Joaquin Phoenix Joker with a Robert Pattinson Batman. It's not like you couldn't make some arguments about why there would be some upside to that at all. But anyway, you're hearing the director now come out, definitively put a stamp down on it saying, no, this isn't going to happen. You hear Rob say that even asking the question kind of takes away and diminishes what it is they've accomplished with this movie in the first place. I don't know. How do you take these comments?
This reminds me of a Christmas many years ago when I saw something so disturbing, and it was my niece and nephew tearing through their Christmas presents like rabid animals to the point where they didn't even know who was giving them the gifts. All they knew was that there was a box and it was wrapped and it had their name on it. And they were so excited about that box and they ripped it open. And then they threw it. Oh my gosh, look at this. And they held the prize in their hand for about 5 seconds. And then they threw it and immediately went to the next present.
Right.
And that's kind of what's going on, is we're not even relishing in this incredible Joker movie that hasn't even come out yet. We're not even allowing the excitement of this film to bubble up and bubble over before we're already like, okay, been there, done that, what's next?
Right.
No. You know what? You got a bike. There's no more presents. You get one present, and it's a bike. And if you get the bike and you go, well, what else am I going to get? Well, you just got a bike. A bike is a really good present, and it's and I see what you're saying, Robert. Like that, it really diminishes the value of this incredible gift that we're getting in this Joker movie, which, as we've talked about on this show, could be the first time that a comic book genre film is in contention for an Academy Award that's being taken seriously and could revolutionize the way that comic book films are seen. We need to just slow it down, let this present unwrap, and be thankful and appreciative of this beautiful gift that we're getting instead of tossing it across the room like a couple of Neanderthals and looking for the next best thing.
Yeah,
so
imagine you're Todd Phillips. I really like what you guys both said there, because imagine you're Todd Phillips. You're a filmmaker. You're on the carpet of the Toronto International Film Festival, fresh with a golden lion from the Venice Film Festival in your backpack, and you've worked years on this project. You've now brought it to completion. It's probably one of the best films of the year. And what's everybody asking about? Okay, yeah, just like you said, Aaron. Yeah, but are you going to cross it over with Batman? Is that what's coming later? It's
and then there's the disappointment. Oh, really? It's like,
right.
What is this disappointment? What is this disappointment? No. Keep the enthusiasm up.
Now, I'm saying all that now, but you know what? There's a 50% chance of happening. I come out of Joker going, oh my God, give me more of that, like right now, in any way, shape, or form. So I'm sitting here saying, we need good standalone movies, but there's a 50% chance I'm going to come out like crying like a baby, like, give me more. more.
But that's a wonderful thing. When
Yes,
you
it
love
is.
a film, you should always go, I never want this to end. But it's like going on a really good date. You know, you don't want the date to end, but you got to let it end so that you can miss it a little bit.
Well, you know, I have to say, that's funny that you say that, because my girlfriend Elizabeth and I have been watching Carnival Row. And I'm quite enjoying it. I've been following the script for 20 years, and I just want to binge it. But she gets tired at night, and she just wants to watch one episode. She doesn't know it's called Carnival Row. She calls it Fairytopia. She's like, "Can we watch more Fairytopia?"
Where did she get Fairytopia?
I have no idea. She just made in her mind. I go, "No, it's called Carnival Row. It's based on a script called A Killing on Carnival Row." But she loves it so much, but she wants to watch one episode and go to sleep. And I'm like, "Let's watch another one." And we're on the 8th episode. You know, and I'm really enjoying it. And she's like, "No, I'd like to go to sleep now. And I want to really enjoy Fairytopia." And she's been like making me like wait. I'm like, we could. It's 107 or it's an hour and 7 minutes. And I had to, like, last night I was stewing in bed when she's falling asleep, and I'm like, why can't I watch the 8th episode? And I can't watch it without her. But she's made me enjoy it. We've strung this out for like a week, and I've realized I've gotten to the point where I'm a glutton. I'm a glutton. I can't just enjoy something for its own sake. I want it all now and move on to the next thing. But she's made me enjoy Carnival Row, and I'm feeling like that's what Joker needs to be, just like you said. It's like a great date. Why can't we enjoy the date for the moment that we're in? Let's just focus on that moment, not the next moment. We haven't even got to the first moment. We're wondering, is Joker going to be in a Batman movie? Well, how about we just wait for the Joker movie? Let's have it and digest it and think about it.
Who would have thought that talking about Joker and Batman crossing over would bring up such existential questions of our values and everything? But anyway,
Robert, was this whole story about you and Elizabeth and what happens at night in your bedroom a euphemism for something else?
No, I mean, I usually call our bedroom Fairytopia. But just
that's what I saw written on a bathroom wall.
Yeah, but it's. I mean, let me just tell you,
he is the master of fun and wonder.
That's
anyway.
Oh, and just to close up that little loophole, no actor or actress has ever won best and best supporting. The only thing that comes close is Spencer Tracy winning 2 years in a row best actor in the 30s, and Tom Hanks winning 2 years in a row for
Philadelphia and Forrest Gump.
Yes, in the 90s.
All right, guys. Well, listen. Question is, what do you think about Todd Phillips dropping the hammer saying, no, that's not going to happen? Do you think that actually puts this to rest? Or do you think skeptically like I do, no, this thing is still just going to keep going on? Jump down in the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys.